Hey kids, let's go and see what Tango Spice has on the tube. Good morning. My name is Joe and this is Tango Spice on YouTube. Alright, now it's Friday the 18th of September and it's a nice cool breezy morning outside, so it looks like it's a good day to do some cooking inside the house. So today I figured I'd heat up the kitchen by baking some bread. Not any bread, this is no knead bread. Simple, it's got 4 ingredients. You got flour, yeast, salt, and water, and that's it. So let's bake some bread. So here we're going to add the 3 cups of bread flour, which as you can see I'm running out of bread flour. Been practicing with this loaf for a while, so the neighbors are liking it. They seem to enjoy it. Yep, all gone. So there we go. Got to get to the store to get some more bread flour. Now use a 1/4 teaspoon of instant yeast out of my handy dandy acrylic yeast keeper. Sprinkle that in there like that. A tablespoon of salt. Now mix that together a little bit. And 1.5 cups of water. Eric at Breadtopia said use filtered water. I'm using filtered water. So now just give this a quick mix. Now you see it comes together quite quick. That's all you're doing. You're just incorporating, you're just putting all the ingredients together. Just put a little cooking spray in here, because as you can see it's quite a wet dough. Now this is going to sit in this bowl for anywhere between 12, 18, I've had it sit for 24 hours. You just cover it with some plastic wrap and we're ready to go. Now like I said, this is going to sit and ferment after you've added the water and mixed it all up for quite a few hours. I've let mine sit to 4 or 5 loaves I've done already. I've let them sit for anywhere between 18 and 24 hours. Now I really don't want to wait around for another 24 hours to do this, so luckily I made one yesterday. So this one is made at 10:30 yesterday, so this one is just about 21 hours old. So we'll use this. So what we're going to do now is I've got my cutting board all covered with regular flour since I ran out of bread flour. And we just scoop this out onto the board. There you go. A little bit of flour on top. And flour your hands because it's quite a wet dough and quite sticky. What you're going to want to do is spread it out like this. Be kind of gentle with it, but you know, show it who's boss. Get it spread out, and then fold it. Fold this end over this way. Fold that end that way. 1/3 and 1/3. Let it sit. A little bit more flour on there so nothing sticks. And then put a piece of plastic wrap and let that sit and rest for about 15 minutes before we go to the next step. With some cooking spray, just a light coating. Eric at Breadtopia uses, I think, wheat germ. I'm just going to use a little bit of cornmeal. I like cornmeal, I like the way it tastes, like the way it looks. Just sprinkle it just so it doesn't stick, and have it go around like that. That should be good. Running out of cornmeal too. So what we're going to do now is pick this up again. Flour your hands. At this point you might need a bench scraper just to get it off, because it might start sticking to the bottom. Again, it's a very wet dough. And now just take a couple of seconds and round it a little bit. I'm not very good at this, but I'm getting better. I see guys doing it, and they're doing it like in 2 seconds. And just plop it right in the bottom of that. Now this is going to rise for, let's say, an hour and a half. Eric at Garden Fork let his go for about 6 hours, I believe. So, well, it's been 3 hours since we put the bread in the basket for it to its final rise. You know, it could take an hour and a half, but I got busy with something else, and now it's been 3 hours. So I've got my Pyrex covered dish in the oven. The oven's preheated to 500 degrees, and I let it sit in there for about 20 minutes to really get the Pyrex dish blazing hot. That's another thing they kept on saying when they were using the Dutch ovens. Get it blazing hot. So we're going to take it out real carefully and then plop the dough in and get baking. So let's pull that pan out of the oven. And here's the Pyrex dish, blazing hot. The oven's at 500 degrees. Put a little flour on the bottom of it just so the bread won't stick. Because again, it's still a little bit of a damp dough. Here's the bread, or the dough. It's not bread yet. Let's bake it. Put the lid back on. Let's put it back in the oven. That's looking pretty good already. They take the lid off, slide it back in the oven to get some more color on the crust. I tell you, it smells amazing. And it pops right out of the pan, and look at that. Now that's a loaf of bread, I'll tell you about it. You can hear that crust, nice and firm. Smells incredible. I mean, as soon as you cut into it, you can just smell how good the bread is. And look at that. Decent crust, nice and stiff, got good color, and a really nice airy crumb. Well, I gotta tell you, there's something to be said about a bread that you can just peel apart and eat by itself. No butter, no peanut butter, no nothing. Just a good piece of bread by itself. Of course, maybe a little bit of flavored olive oil, a little bit of spices on there to do some dipping, be fantastic. But this no-knead bread, very simple to do, and it tastes excellent all by itself. Open up the windows, make your neighbors feel like, wow, someone's baking bread. That's fantastic. Bread by itself just tastes really good. Home baked, just for you. You've been watching Tango Spice on YouTube.